Getting your IRS tax penalty waived, they have the first-time abatement program. When you have an IRS tax penalty, the IRS has the first-time forgiveness program, but it must meet several qualifications and is very strict to qualify. First and foremost, like any other tax relief program, if you're not caught up in filing, you got to get yourself all caught up in filing. I've discussed this in my tax debt resolution guide, that the pre-resolution checklist, you cannot move on to the second step without being all caught up in filing. Second, it's the type of penalty that's involved. It has to be only the failure to file and failure to pay penalty. If you have a penalty that's something else besides that, it doesn't qualify for first-time abatement. If so, look into reasonable cause. Now, regarding the first-time penalty, what they do is they look at one target year that you owe, that you have penalties for. Let's say it's tax year 2024. You need to have the 3 prior years free and clear of any type of penalties. You must have those years squeaky clean, filing on time, no penalties associated with it. So there's tax years 23, 22, and 21. Now, before you make the request, you need to be in some kind of payment arrangement, some kind of resolution. So you could either put yourself on a payment plan or pay the whole tax in full. Of course, you pay it in full, there's no issue the IRS is dealing with. And it's the same as if you put yourself on a payment plan to pay the IRS within time. And generally, it's a 72-month payment program. Once you have either one of those solutions involved, you make the request for the first-time penalty abatement. Typically, it could be done over the phone, directly with the IRS ACS department, and it can be done almost as soon as you make that payment plan request. The agent will run it through the program, see if you qualify, and grant it to you. Now, if there's some kind of hiccups, you may have to mail in the 843. Of course, if you do that, just the 843 itself shall suffice, no cover letter needed, and no supporting documents needed. And note, you could do it for multiple years. So for example, if you did it for 2024 as a target year, the 3 prior years must be clean. If you also had some penalties for tax year 2020, which is that 4th year away, then the 3 prior years prior to 2020 must also be clean and free of any type of penalties, which is a 19, 18, and 17. But of course, if you don't qualify for penalty forgiveness and you qualify for something else, the offer and compromise program, hardship payments, something, anything. But of course, if you're looking into more just penalty forgiveness, and want to evaluate to see if your balances due with the IRS qualifies for something better, we can review your case. Comment IRS help, my team will reach out and we'll coordinate that for you.